Welcome to the video lecture on pronouns. In this video, we're going to review some of the concepts that you've just learned and cover a few issues with pronouns that are not dealt with in your textbook. On pages 542 through 544, you learn that it's important to make very clear to the reader what your pronouns refer to. In the activity, a lot of the unclear pronouns are words like he, she, and it, but I find that in student essays, the words that are most often unclear are words like this and that. Here's a couple of examples. These are taken from high school or junior high papers, so they're pretty obvious. They're not that well written, but they'll give you the idea. Here, the student is using the word this to sum up everything that has gone before. This proves that the amendment is being used. It's sort of like they're saying, hey, all of this stuff that I've just said, that all proves my point. But as a reader, I have to ask, wait, hold on, what exactly proves your point? What specifically? That argument and the reasoning needs to be made more clear. So in this case, it's not so much that it's a grammar error as it is a writer who just needs to work a little harder to provide logical reasons and connections for their argument. In this next paragraph, the word this could apply to several different things. Sin, problems, mistakes, how people have dealt with those problems, any of those options. So as a reader, when I see the word this, I'm wondering, what specifically did God put in the Bible according to this student? Is it the sin part? Is it the mistakes part? Which one? Or if the student means all of it, God put in the Bible for a reason, then they should probably use the word these because that would be plural. In this third example, the pronoun is just very far away from the thing that it refers to. If you read through the sentence, they're saying one way to help prevent immodesty is to blah, 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 and they talk about finding God and loving him and following his commands and so on. And then they say another way to prevent this. Now, having read the whole paragraph, I can go back and say, oh, they're talking about preventing immodesty. They're hearkening back to that first sentence. But with all this stuff in the middle, it almost sounds like they're saying we want to prevent, living a holy life or prevent glorifying God or something like that, which is obviously not the intention of the writer. So the thing to learn here is keep your pronouns like this and that very close to the thing that you're referring to. And if it's too far away, then it's best to just repeat the word. Another way to prevent immodesty is, and go on from there. In this sentence, in this example, the two words that and they are actually referring to things that are not actually stated in the sentence before. They're just implied. This is from a student essay where they're critiquing an argument about vacations or tourism. And so the student writes, we're going on vacation to get away from our problems while we want to take on the problems of the people who live there. I know that is kind of selfish sounding. So we have to ask, okay, what is the word that referring to? Probably the student means this mentality, this attitude, the attitude of wanting to ignore the problems of the tourism destination. But they never say attitude, mentality, or any of those kinds of words here. So if a pronoun is supposed to point back to a previous word, this pronoun has nothing to point to. So it would be better if the student wrote, I know that attitude is kind of selfish, or I know that mentality is kind of selfish. That would be clearer. Similarly, if we keep going, the student writes, usually people go on vacation to relax. If you do want to go and help other people, they are usually called mission trips. So first of all, it sounds for a moment like they refers to people, and then you get to the end of the sentence and you go, oh wait, no, that's not right. People aren't mission trips. So what is they? Probably the intention of the writer is that these kinds of trips, the kinds of trips where you go and help other people, are usually called mission trips. So the writer could say, if you do want to go and help other people, you could choose to go on a mission trip or something like that. Okay, so to sum up, we need a pronoun to be close to the word that it refers to. The term for the thing that a pronoun refers to is antecedent. So pronouns should be close to their antecedents. Their antecedent should be specifically named, not just implied, but actually named. The word should be in the sentence. If the antecedent is singular, the pronoun should be singular, and similarly if it's plural. And it shouldn't be confusing which possible antecedent it refers to. Does it refer to this word or does it refer to that word? We shouldn't have to guess. It should be very clear. This lecture continues in part 2.